I'm just going to zoom in on you every time.
I promise this is the first episode we recorded today. We're just this dumb normally.
Hey, and welcome back to Bourbon Blind, where the guys drink whatever I pour. Tonight's bottle is going to be Smoke Wagon. It's out of Las Vegas. This is barrel strength, single barrel bourbon. We all know how much I like single barrels, so I thought we'd do this one tonight. The APV on this one is 57.35, which means it's roughly 114 proof. So, they're out of Las Vegas, and I'm curious to see what the guys think of it. If you haven't seen our show before, the guys will drink the bourbon that's in their glass without knowing what it is. Then they'll give you tasting notes and flavor profiles and all that good stuff without the hype of the label. Then they'll give you how much they're willing to pay to get that bottle in their bar. As always, thank you so much to our Patreon peoples and all the people of Bourbon Blind Nation over on Facebook. Super stoked. Soon we're going to be able to go pick our rye and our bourbon. We're getting a barrel of each of New Riff. Can't tell you how excited I am. If you are curious about getting a bottle, now is probably a good time to claim it. There is over on our Facebook page a way to claim your bottle and price points and that sort of stuff at Bourbon Blind Nation. But I'm super stoked. Couldn't believe we're getting them. But those are coming shortly. Oh, and we're also getting Blanton's. So super stoked about that one too. But really stoked about the bourbon, about the new ref. Especially because we got the rye too. Like, we don't usually get, you know, winning one lottery is great. Winning two is like absolutely amazing. Also, if you are a member of Patreon, shirts did go out yesterday. Yep, gotta go get the guys.
What are friends for, right?
Nothing productive normally.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Bourbon Blind. I'm Kyle.
I'm Nick.
And I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do a little something here. That way, when we go do the water thing, this will have time to have mingled and commingled, and the synergy, right, for you corporate people out there, the synergy.
We'll have developed synergistic coalition, cohesion.
Yes, exactly that. That's corporate speak for shit got together and did some things.
So, new shirt, right?
Yep.
Coffee black, bourbon neat. Bourbon Blind logo on the back. Teespring.com. Check it out.
And these just went out to all of our Patreon people.
Hey, so, I'm one of those.
You are.
I pay to be here.
Not enough.
That's fair.
So I gotta say the color on this is nice.
It's good.
It's a dark amber, light mahogany. Like, I saw it in here when I walked in, and I was like, "Ooh, that's nice." It's not like a super dark, rich mahogany.
Right.
It's got a nice color to it.
It's definitely got a good color to it, for sure.
Tons of caramel.
Caramel, for sure.
Vanilla.
That's how they say it in Espanol, is vanilla. The two L's make a Y sound.
Yes.
Sorry if I offended anyone.
He's not sorry.
I'm not sorry.
We're just two idiots that drink whiskey in front of a camera. So
emphasis on the two idiots. Also the drinking whiskey.
And the camera.
And the camera. So emphasis on the whole sentence. Yeah, the whole sentence.
The sentence was accurate.
It's good times, though.
It is. I'm picking up some light, like a light straw in there.
I can see that. Yeah. There's definitely
It's not like a hay or a grass, but like a...
Hey.
I hate you some days.
I'm the worst.
But no, like a light straw. Like...
Sure. Yeah. Just real mild sweetness.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's really not a whole lot else going on in there.
It's even. It's an even keel.
It is.
In boat speak.
Synergistic.
Yeah, it's very synergistic.
Should we get in here? Cheers, guys.
I got a little bit of splash around the glass.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's some vigor to it.
Seems free of charge.
A little more bite than I was expecting.
Yeah. It's still got a lot of that sweetness.
Yeah.
That caramel, the vanilla,
But like I
Or
picked
caramel.
up next to no ethanol on the nose. I don't want to say it was necessarily ethanol that I picked up on the palate, but it just kind
It
of
was a bite.
It
It was.
like the sweetness. So the sweetness to bite curve, right? So the bite starts up here, sweetness comes down here, and then it just does a little swish.
Take another sip.
Okay.
Because on the second sip, there was a lot less of that bite. A lot more of the sweet. It comes in at the
So
end.
there's
It ramps up a little bit.
something in there that makes it feel carbonated. Does that make sense? Mm-mm. Okay. Obviously, it's not carbonated. Although I don't know that would necessarily negate it from being called a bourbon. Carbonation? Is that...
I don't think there's any law that says you can't add carbonation. It says you can't add any coloring or flavorings.
Carbonation doesn't do either.
It is neither a flavoring nor...
It's just
That other
pressurized
thing that I
CO2 color.
Right, and CO2 is colorless, odorless, right?
Colorless, odorless, flavorless. So...
Whoever makes this $1 million idea, you're welcome. Send me a check, 10 grand. That's all we'll charge.
5.
10, 5. You're welcome.
There's definitely the sweetness to finish.
Yep.
Hangs out for a bit.
It does. It really does. It's not...
It's not super pleasant on the finish.
I don't find it unpleasant, though.
No.
It's just like...
It's almost a bit bitter.
I got more of like a ginger spice on the finish.
Maybe.
Like... More of that, like a little of that sharpness that we got the first time. That little edge. Alright, so I got a price in mind without the water, since I drank all mine.
That was dumb.
So, moving to with the water. Just straight up vanilla.
like a baked vanilla. Not
Vanilla
like
caramel.
vanilla extract straight out of the bottle. But like something that's been baked with a lot of vanilla.
Vanilla custard without the custard.
I can see that.
Yeah, right? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't sound like it makes sense, but you're like, no, that works.
Yeah. But there's certain times that like we pick up stuff during the show that
You're
it's
like,
like
that tastes purple, and you're like,
it kind of does actually.
you're crazy, man. You taste it, you're like, that tastes kind of purple. Like,
Yeah, I mean I can see that.
yeah,
Just some vanilla, mild sweetness,
Caramel.
no ethanol whatsoever.
let's get in here. See if it do what it do. Didn't destroy it.
First sip, I actually like the first sip of the one with the water better than the one without.
Do you still feel that way?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope, that finish got real funky.
It did. It got like a bitter red hot, like the real red hot candies, and yeah,
What happened?
that's a great question.
Somehow I have taken a sip of 2 separate whiskeys at the same time, and the flavors hit me differently.
I was with you though. Like as soon as we sipped it, and I was like, ooh,
It's like I don't dislike that.
and then it's like, wait, oh,
Yeah, like it started out like on a high. Like
yeah.
it's
I was like, all right,
the initial sip of that with the water in it was fantastic. But you know an easy solution to that?
don't
Just
have water.
keep drinking.
There you go. If you don't get the aftertaste, you won't get the aftertaste. You're welcome. Free advice.
Tune in next week for more life hacks.
Right. Yeah,
I forgot how to swallow for a second.
that's what she said.
Second sip was just as good.
Yeah.
Finish on the second sip is just as bad. Oh man, the downside is that it still hangs out. Like the water does
So
not
here's
diminish
here's
the staying power.
The solution for that is to drink more regular whiskey.
The water does not diminish the staying power of that finish. And it
makes it worse.
I'm kind of impressed by that, if I'm honest with you.
So I have a price tag in mind. I'm going to guess somewhere around 100 proof, maybe under 100, 90, 95.
I'm guessing low to mid 90s. It's just not as complex or full-bodied as I would expect something in the 100, the triple-digit range to be. So I'm guessing mid to low 90s on the proof.
I'd say 4 to 6 year.
Yeah, it's younger. Not what I would consider young. For me, anything young.
No, it's not
young
undrinkable
is,
young.
Yeah, for me, anything young is 3 years or less.
Yeah. 4
So
to 6 years is a perfectly
Yeah.
fine range.
Yeah, absolutely. There are some really strong products out there in the 4 to 6 year range.
Yeah.
That pack a ton of flavor, and the flavor that this one has, while not complex, is really well balanced. It's got decent flavor. It's got a decent nose.
Yeah. I would say with all that, I'm in this $50 to $60.
Yeah, I'm 45, 55. Like it's a pretty solid drink. I have no qualms about having that in my cabinet at all.
Not at all.
It's not upsetting. Wouldn't add water. I think that'd make a great mixer for a variety of cocktails.
Yeah. Like good cocktails where like you want the bourbon to show through, but like not like whiskey and Coke cocktails. Right? Like not that you couldn't do
But
that,
like I wouldn't be upset if somebody used some of this to make a whiskey.
No, not
You know
at all.
what I mean? But like I think that like an old fashioned or a mint julep maybe or something like that. That'd be. I think it could be pretty
I do
good.
love my mint juleps.
You like a little bit of mint with your julep, sir.
A lot of bit of mint and a lot of whiskey in a glass, ice, stir, done. That's my mint julep recipe for you. You're welcome.
He sent me a screenshot of a mint julep recipe that was a handle of whiskey, and I was like, I think Kyle's done with his mint julep. It's a handle of whiskey, 3 mint leaves.
It was
problem
Kenny's.
solved.
It was Kenny's from Bourbon Pursuit.
Yeah.
It's his party batch.
Or that's Kyle's
Or,
Tuesday.
you know, yeah, whatever. So should we see what this is? It's gonna be the complete opposite of whatever we said. Oh,
So,
that is not.
Smoke Wagon, Uncut, Unfiltered.
Yep.
Huh. It's
110-ish,
nope.
115.
114.7.
So 115-ish.
It's MGP.
Yep.
Older than 4 to 6. I want to say.
I think it's in that 6 to 8 range.
Yeah, 6 to 8, 6 to 9 year, something like that.
6 to 9.
We're children.
So this does not say what
Those
batch it
are
was.
like 60 to 75 bucks.
Yeah.
I have been through a number of those. I think I've finished 4 in the past 2 years.
They're generally real delicious.
They're not the easiest to find, but they're also not super difficult to find.
No, it's
you're
not like finding BTAC or something.
right. Like you're far less likely. I'm not going to say it's not going to happen. You're far less likely to camp out at a liquor store for a release of
Right.
Uncut, Unfiltered Smoke Wagon.
It's not like getting like a Four Roses limited edition
Or Eagle Rare or
Stag Junior, whatever.
Yeah.
Or it's if you have a store that has them.
all day long.
I know a couple stores that they have them, but they'll carry them in the back. Like they'll put the small batch out.
Right.
And they're like,
If you
hey,
ask.
if you know or you ask, then they're like, yeah, you can have one.
Right. But no, like I've got 2 unopened bottles and 1 opened bottle in my cabinet right now. And that's my threshold. That's kind of where I like to be. I like to have 2 to 3 bottles at all times of that stuff. I've got a couple of bottles of the regular small batch. They did a 4th of July one that was the label was red, white, and blue, which is pretty cool. I have a couple of those.
So they do have these. These are their batched, uncut, unfiltered. And just depending on the batch, sometimes they'll use the gold, sometimes they'll use the white.
So I think all of their newer labelings are going to the clear with the
Clear
white.
glass, right.
Clear glass, white label.
But it is still have the embossing.
Yeah, it still has the... Okay, so it does have the embossing.
The 4th of July is just a straight unembossed.
Well, that's their entry-level bottle.
Right. Which makes sense because they probably bought this off the shelf, if you will,
Right.
from a glass supplier that already had this in their catalog. Nothing
Right.
special. It still matches, right? But like they don't have to. They're not making a new mold for
Right.
whatever.
So they... Real cork, a little bit of wood, nice-looking bottle, looks great on the shelf, tastes great in the glass.
Yeah.
I really, really do enjoy it.
Even this one is 92.5 proof, and it's a super solid drink. There's nothing wrong with it.
And I think these were like 30, 40 bucks,
40 bucks, something like that. I think they were $39. And they only do that label around 4th of July, do the red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Which I think is cool.
It is cool.
But yeah, Smoke Wagon's got some really awesome stuff. On the newer ones, they have the batch stuff on a separate label on the back. On the older ones, they don't.
So be sure to check them out. Bourbon Blind Nation on Facebook. Be sure to check that out. Just good group of guys, gals. Bourbon, no BS, no politics, none of that crap. Just everyone there having a good time.
Yeah.
Bourbon Blind on Patreon. If you want to support us and get in on the barrel picks, be sure to do that.
Teespring.
Teespring for all your t-shirt needs. There's some things down below.
Bourbonblind.com for your glassware.
Yeah.
More than just Glencairn's. Got some really cool rocks glasses.
Bourbon Blind on TikTok.
Yep. We have not posted in a hot minute.
We haven't. So I think that's all the shameless plugging we can do right now. So until Friday noon Central next week, cheers. Drink blind.
Drink Smoke Wagon.
Do that.